I do make explosion sounds. I go like, bam, bam, and you look over there. There's a guy, you know. I do that, and there's a little boy coming, and then I start to whisper, and then, you know, all those little nuances as to how they're playing. I do that for them, so and that works. And it's also for me to know if I'm shooting the right. If I'm doing it, if I don't feel that, if I don't see that, then I don't know what the scene is about. So it's also for me.
Ik mis hem gewoon.
Ik wilde je even opvrolijken.
Wat idee!
Ik hoorde Tam. Nee, broertje. Ik ga erachter komen wat er met jou is gebeurd in die kutwoestijn.
It's about a woman who's having to fight her own war because she's getting a husband back who is totally changed, and her brother dies, of course. But it's about getting people back home, which have an experience abroad, which is so out of this world that you get your husband back, but he's like a totally different person, and that was kind of, and that's what a war does, and that's what the movie is about for me, and also, you know, having her fight her own kind of war to get the truth out of her own friends who are not her friends anymore, or her husband who is actually not her husband anymore. So that's what the movie's about for me. It's not the politicalness of Afghanistan, it's more about what it does to people who are in a war situation and you know and are being flown back and have to reintegrate, which is you know, having the most beautiful scenes for me are scenes where he's with with his child and he doesn't really know what to do. When she goes back into the war with them, it's actually kind of like you're seeing it through how she imagines it. So I have a little freedom there because this is how she thinks the war was. You're not in the actual war. You're actually in the war which our main character, Stella, thinks the boys went into, and she's actually with them in the scenes. So you kind of have a little more creative freedom to show how I think the war was for these boys.
Go! Okay! Ik ben oké! Leg hem neer dan! Diederik! Wat de fuck is Gijs? Gijs!
En ik hoorde Gees iets zeggen, iets over een jochie of zoiets. En Gees had een jochie de rook in zien rennen en die werd helemaal gek en die ging achteraan.
I really liked it. I mean, I really like to do it that way because it was for me an original way to show how these boys reacted, and it was new, and it wasn't, you know, just a scene. It was our main character going, you know, in her own clothes, going into the war with them, which I thought was, I really love that image. I love the image of her with the sporting outfit and the tea, and then just her hiding behind her husband, which I thought was awesome.
Fuck!
I'm used to having a lot of intense scenes in the stuff that I make, so I don't think there's another. I don't prepare specifically. I do have a way of getting the actors that way. I mean, I am the one who kind of keeps on talking to them while we shoot. So a lot of the sound we have to throw away because you're going to hear me say, you know, I'm talking to them through the whole take. So they hear my voice and I actually kind of tell the story while they are playing it. So they react on because a lot of times actors don't really see what they're seeing and they're just, you know, it's a camera there and a shot and they have to look at something and I'm the one director who just keeps on talking them through it. So they hear me constantly, and I'm shouting and I'm making heavy noises, and I'm really I'm making a little war for them in their head because I keep on, making them crazy.
Besides being the director of Stella's War, Diederik is also well known as the director of the Dutch hit series Spinoza, a series about a strong woman involved in the mafia in Amsterdam.
Spinoza is, it's such a weird way of having a normal person go through a lot. And that is generally what my movies are about. They're usually with a woman in as a lead, which first gets a lot of hits. At the end of the day, comes out strong. That's generally where my movies are about, until now. So, and that's also, Stellar War is about that, and Daylight's about that, and Penosa's about that, and a lot of other stuff I made. A lot of short movies are about that. So, it is like this theme, trying to get. It's more women empowering than I actually thought. I'm kind of realizing that right now. I think Stella's War is a great emotional ride with a woman who finds out her husband returns from Afghanistan changed. And a lot of stuff happened there, and she needs to find out what it is. I think it's an emotional ride to find out the truth. And that's a theme in movies which I really like. So I hope you like it. I hope you go see it and like it.
Dan ga jij heel rustig vertellen wat er gebeurd is. En dat doe jij in die camera.